is a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
Judy, Miss Garland!
Judy, how would you describe your time in Australia?
I wouldn't. Could you talk to us about last night's performance? No comment.
Oh, you must have more than that to say, Miss Garland, surely.
No.
Why should she?
Ho, ho, ho! Is that all you have to say to the people of Melbourne?
No, just to you.
Now let us through.
Yeah, well, we're representing the people of Australia.
And could you talk to us about your conduct last night, Miss Garland?
What conduct?
At Festival Hall.
Why? I think I was rather good.
You think what?
I was rather good.
Do you think the audience was with you?
Yes.
All the way?
No, not people like you or you or you.
And have you anything to say regarding the effects of drugs that you may have taken for some illness?
Illness?
Why were you so late at Festival Hall last night?
Why don't you go bugger off?
Come on, let's go.
What's the rush?
Miss Garland has a flight to catch to Hong Kong.
Just let her go.
You're a bunch of ghouls. You're all ghouls.
Shining, come on, get happy. The Lord is waiting to take your hand. Shout hallelujah, come on.
Hello, Candice. How are you?
I'm very well, Warren. How are you? Lovely to see you.
Yes, you too. I'm very happy that you've come on the podcast today. She's
Me
a
too.
supremely talented person, a director, an actress, a voice artist, a producer, a writer of theatre and plays and all sorts. And it's really incredible to have you on.
Thanks, Warren. That's lovely. Yeah, glad to be here. Yeah.
Good. I haven't seen you for a while. How's things? How have you been?
I know it's been about a year or so, hasn't it? I've been well, all things considering. Obviously, a few changes in the world and to the workplace, but yeah, I'm doing well. Still enjoying Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Still busy with various bits and pieces, so I cannot complain. Yeah, enjoying life. Yeah.
Wonderful. Candice is a phenomenal actress and voice artist and director, and I've worked with you in a studio before, and it was very impressive to see how you can.
It was fun.
Jump between all these different voices, and you have you have an amazing skill for that. It's really impressive.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
So I suppose we should tell our listeners how we met and how we connected.
Yes.
But we actually met in London in a train station.
Yes.
I believe it was it Waterloo?
We did.
Yeah.
It was. It was Waterloo. You're right.
Yeah. And because we arranged the meeting. It wasn't just random. Yeah. We didn't just bump into each other and say, "Oh, hello, we must talk to each other."
Like strangers on a train. No,
right. That would have been kind of cool, actually. But
I would have actually.
No. So we met up and we were discussing a show that was coming up that you were directing.
Yes,
which
that's
was
right.
The Elephant Song, I believe.
Correct. That's right.
And,
yes.
And then we were in that together, and then that started a series of projects that we worked on, theatre and voice work, and we acted together in different shows.
Yes,
that was really cool.
Yeah, we did.
How do you find directing? Do you enjoy it, directing shows?
Yeah, I do enjoy it because let's think I've been doing it for about 10, actually maybe a bit more than that, 14 years, something like that. I started off as actor, an actor and voiceover work. And then I was given the opportunity to direct something. And I hadn't really thought about it before that. I just thought I should do this. And I do really enjoy it because, working on a variety of projects with a variety of actors like yourself, which is really great. And in Hong Kong, and of course where you are in Sweden as well, but there's a lot of really good actors and a very diverse pool of actors. So to get to meet those actors and work with them is brilliant. And I love directing. There's nothing like dissecting a play. When you read something and you just see that and decide you want to do it and put it up on stage, it's great. So no, I love directing. I do. Yeah. I still enjoy it. I do, very much so.
And you've directed so many shows now. I mean, Candice has her company. You have your own company, Sweet and Sour Productions.
That's right.
And you guys are making so much theatre for Hong Kong, which is awesome. And it's great that you're sort of like the driving force of the theatre world in Hong Kong. You have so many shows going on, which is incredible. And
it is great. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Elephant Song. It was just a brilliant play, and it's so well written,
isn't it?
and the characters were great, and I really enjoyed that show a lot.
Yeah.
You went
Yeah.
back to London to Mountview, right? And you did
That's right.
an
That's
MA
right.
in directing.
That's right. It's an MA in theatre directing.
Theatre
I
directing.
went there in 2015.
Yeah.
I went to Mountview and did the course. It's a year-long course. And it was while I was there, I discovered the play, The Elephant Song. In fact, I directed it for my showcase in London at Mountview. Well, actually out in a theatre very close by to Mountview in London. And then I thought, because it's a small cast of 3 actors, and it is such a great character-driven play, I thought I must bring it to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Because I was coming back to Hong Kong. I did. I thought this would be great in Hong Kong. And there was a lot of interest about it too when I came back. So obviously having done the MA, which was a great experience, and to also discover such a great piece, and to put it on in London and then put it on in Hong Kong was great. Yeah. And I mean, the audiences, I'm sure you remember, responded really well to it.
Yeah,
in Hong Kong. I mean, it was sold out.
Yeah.
You found it.
That's a funny thing to say.
We don't see you around here very often.
Why would you? You usually run a tight ship here.
Can I get you some coffee? Any news?
Not yet.
Do you think Michael knows what happened?
If he does, I'll find out.
Right now?
Yes.
You understand what you're dealing with, don't you?
Miss Peterson, I'm well aware of the type of...
He's not like the others.
I understand that, but I'm not here to see him as a doctor.
Don't underestimate him.
I'll come to my own conclusions, thank you.
He'll play games with you.
Miss Peterson, you don't seem very fond of the patient.
I'm trying to help. That doesn't mean I don't like him.
I understand. Thank you.
I'll be across the hall if you have any questions. Extension 114. You have his file, and make sure that you...
I know what purple means. Thank you.
Shall I go get him?
Please.
How much do you know about elephants?
I beg your pardon?
He'll be down in a moment.
Hi. Yes, everything's fine. I'm in Lawrence's office. Still no news. I have no idea. Well, I am 15? I know what day it is. Look, I'm about to interview a patient, so... What was I supposed to do? Look, I'm sorry, I have to go. I love you too. Hello, Michael.
I'll be across the hall.
I'm Dr. Greenberg. Sit, please.
You're a doctor.
I am.
What kind?
A psychiatrist.
Is this about Dr. Lawrence?
It is.
Shouldn't you be a cop then?
Should I?
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. Maybe you're supposed to be the loony, and I'm the cop. That's right. My code name is White Elephant. Yours is, Existential Crisis.
Michael.
Who's Michael?
You're Michael.
No, I'm White Elephant. You're Existential Crisis.
Miss Peterson told me that you like to play games.
You're right. White Elephant is a much better code name for Miss Peterson.
Not a very nice thing to say.
You know how some people are so allergic to nuts that one is enough to kill them? I'm the same with hypocrisy. I can't stand it. It kills me.
I'm sorry, I'm not following you.
The first thing, and I do mean the very first thing you thought this morning when you saw Miss Peterson was that she's fucking fat. And she is. So don't try that holier-than-thou crap.
Well, I'm not here to talk about Miss Peterson.
Yeah, I know what you're here to talk about.
You do?
Yep.
Carry one line here.
The elephant. It's a good shot.
And working with yourself and also with Luke Lampard, who's the London-based actor, brought him over, and Kath O'Connor. And I thought just the 3 of you worked so well together. And I think we got a lot out of the script, and it's really good to come back to it with a different cast. Obviously, Luke was in it before, but with you guys, and just find a whole different side of the play and different things in it, which you all brought to it. So yeah, I love the play.
It was we had a good chemistry, and Kath is
yes,
another brilliant
yes.
performer. I've not
Yes.
not seen her or spoken to her in a very long
Yeah.
time. You're originally, as some people may be able to tell, you're originally from Scotland. Based on your accent, they might be able to pick that up.
Right. That's right.
How long have you been in Hong Kong for now?
Oh, actually, off and on since 1987. So that is 34 years. Not all at once. Like a lot of people, we come and go. But this time I've been here for 18 years in the one stretch, pretty much. But yeah, 1987 was the first time I lived in Hong Kong because my dad worked for British Telecom. So we just traveled around with his job. It's a long time. So it's definitely home.
I was going to ask you why you came to Hong Kong, but you answered it. So your dad was traveling around and you went with him, and then
that's right.
So did he fall in love with Hong Kong? Did you fall in love with Hong Kong?
He did. Yeah, we all did, and my mum did too, because his work brought him to Hong Kong in 1983. So it's quite a long time ago now. And we came out for a holiday and liked it. And then a few years later, got the chance to move here. We were actually in Singapore in 1986, and he got the chance to come to Hong Kong. Yeah, we really wanted. Yeah, yes is the answer. We just love it. Loved it in Hong Kong because it's so exciting and vibrant that we just wanted to come and live here. And so they loved it. They only left a few years ago. Similar, been back and forth a few times, but no, there's something about Hong Kong, it gets under your skin, and it's just it's a great place to live and work. Yeah, it really is.
No, I mean, I even though I'm not there now, I miss I do miss lots of Hong Kong, and particularly a Hong Kong winter. I miss a Hong Kong winter.
Yes,
it's nice and fresh, but still relatively warm. Although when you live in Hong Kong, you think that like 19, 20 degrees is cold.
Yeah.
Come to Sweden, you're like, okay, this is like a whole
that's nothing.
Cold.
Yes,
but I really I do miss the warmth, and I miss. Yeah, there's just so much character in Hong Kong, and there's so much to do.
There is. So there is at any time of day really, and it's a very safe place to live. Yeah. Relatively speaking, things got a little bumpy last year. Well, more than that with the protests. Sure. That really, that changed things. Because prior to that, it is a very safe place, and it's a convenient place. Yeah.
Oh, very convenient for sure. Yeah. Good. So, whereabouts in Scotland are you from, for our listeners?
Yeah, I'm from Edinburgh. Okay. I was born in Edinburgh and still have a place in Edinburgh, and so we usually visit every year or so to see family, friends, and obviously go to the Edinburgh Festival or occasionally perform in it. But yeah, I'm from Edinburgh and haven't lost the accent.
No, still there,
Maybe not as strong, but it's still there. Yeah, I haven't lost it in spite of many years living outside. So from Edinburgh, and I still have friends, family. Of course, my parents are now back there. So still a strong pull to Scotland, strong ties with Scotland. Yeah.
As I mentioned at the end of the episode, you're involved in so many different parts of the creative industry. You're writing, directing, producing, acting, voicing. The list is very impressive. And do you have a preference? Do you prefer one part over the other? Or are there parts of it that you don't like so much, but you sort of you do it anyway? Or what's your take on all that?
Yeah, I enjoy it all. I mean, recently I've done more writing. Prior to that, I was acting and directing and voice acting, which voice acting I've done for a long time. I've done that for 18 years, actually. So that's the day job. But it is, I mean, that's luckily has been it's been constant throughout. And with theatre, similar thing, it's a passion, theatre, as well as a profession, as is voice work. So I do enjoy it all. As you get older, learning lines gets trickier. That's the thing that does get a little tricky, but of course you have to as an actor, and I think it's good for the brain. So it gets more of a challenge, not too difficult, but that's a side you think, oh, I've got all these lines to learn, but don't complain, and it keeps you fresh. It just gets trickier as you get a bit older, but no, I enjoy it. There's nothing about acting or directing or writing that I don't enjoy. I mean, writing is something I've come to really enjoy doing recently, especially in the lockdown or quarantine situation, which I was in quarantine last September coming back from UK, and could just structure the day instead of sitting around watching Netflix, which, you know, is obviously
is also very appealing as well.
it is appealing, and you can call it, it's research.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, let's see what everyone else is up to.
Yeah.
But then I just did more writing and thought, yeah, I really, really enjoy that. And you can do it any time in any place, and create. So it's another side of the creative juices, if you like, that I've now started to engage with, and it's great. Yeah.
Wow.
I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Nice. Have you always wanted to be a creator? Has it always been in the blood, or is it something that sort of happened, you know, a little bit later in life? Or how did you get into it all in the first place?
Yeah, I think I've always enjoyed it. I mean, I always took drama at school, even in primary. I think because we moved around a lot in the UK and overseas as well. It depends what kind of person you are. But I think for fitting in schools and getting along with people, not that you adapt, well, you do actually. I always remember when I was very young, we moved to London, primary school, and I think I changed my accent almost right away because, you know, they all looked at me because of the Scottish accent came out. So I think since then I've been certainly a voice actor.
Yeah.
But I've always been involved in the arts, always throughout school, studying it, and obviously doing it, you know, performing. So I think it's always been part of my life and now profession. Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. And if you couldn't be a creator, what would you do? Do you have any other hidden skills that we don't know about, Candice?
That's a great question. And that's good. You know, it gets me thinking. I like that because I think, no, I could possibly do anything else. But
if I was really mean to you and I had to just take it all away,
do it. Yeah. I'd cry. I'd come to Sweden. No, I can't travel. I used to want to join the police force.
Okay.
I know.
I didn't know this. This is good information.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I did actually even went so far as to get the application form. I've always had an interest in crime and, you know, the police force, and was quite close to applying for it. So I suppose if I didn't do this, I'd want to be a detective, actually. I think it's dangerous work, Warren. It's dangerous work.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Could I really do that? Could I really go, you know, could I really do some of the things they do? In my head, yes. In my imagination, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if it was not directing or acting or any of the artistic stuff, possibly the police force.
Wow. Have you played Have you played a policeman or a detective or anything in your acting career so far?
I have. I was actually at a tiny role in there's a police drama in Scotland called Taggart.
Yes, I know it. I know it well.
Yeah, I've been a murder.
Sure.
I didn't get to say that line, sadly. But I was a WPC, so like a couple of lines. That was quite a long time ago, so that was fun. Yeah. And then I got a TIE job, which is theatre and education, out of drama school, so in Glasgow, and did a touring production of a show called Inspector Pickles Makes a Fresh Start.
Love it.
And I was Sergeant Gherkin, so yeah, I got to be a vegetable in the police force. That probably sounds really wrong. But I was. A gherkin's a vegetable, isn't it? Could be a fruit.
I'm not sure either, actually. I have to go away and research
think about that one.
Yeah. Maybe someone can let us know. Someone listening can jump in and tell us. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's a vegetable. Yes. I think it's a vegetable.
Oh, there you go.
But that's going to keep me thinking for the day.
It will. And me too. I'll come to me in the middle of the night. I'll sit up in bed and say a gherkin is a fruity vegetable or something like that.
You'll scream it out at the top of your voice. It's a vegetable.
I will, and it'll wake everybody up. But yeah, so certainly, that's my foray into playing coppers.
Nice.
And actually, I guess a more recent project was The Secret Theatre, although I wasn't actually, I did act in that. I was directing it, again, all based around crime and detectives and lawyers, so that side of it is certainly, I guess, linked to the police question. But it's fascinating, and I love crime dramas. Addicted to them.
Maybe there's a crime thriller in the making that you might start writing something for us. That would be quite nice.
I've got quite a specific idea about that, Warren. I do, to do with true crime. I love true crime stories, and adapting them.
Can you divulge any more information, or is it all secret at the moment?
Well, it's in my head at the moment. There's a lot. I always say in Hong Kong, there's some of the Hong Kong true crime stories are fascinating, and horrible actually. But and I just think they might make good fodder, good dramatic fodder, or certainly to base something on, certain Hong Kong crime cases, like the milkshake murder.
Yes,
that's another one. I don't know if you know about that.
I know, I've heard of it. Yeah.
So
when was
something
that again?
like that. 2003.
2003.
So a long time ago.
Yeah.
But there's so many dramatic crime stories in Hong Kong, and they always get these like titles, like the milkshake murder or the Hello Kitty murder.
Yeah.
I mean, the poor person that got murdered, absolutely horrific. But again, you think, this could be a good basis for a show or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something. I mean, even the Elephant Song was a crime-based play, right?
That's
the one we
true.
were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So there's plenty stimulus out there. So I think I'll be writing something soon.
Oh, exciting! You heard it here first, guys. Exciting.
Yes.
Very good. So out of all the plays that you have been involved with, directed or even acted or written, do you have any that stand out that have been from a success point of view or from an enjoyment point of view that stand out to you that you've really enjoyed being a part of?
Yeah, there's several. I mean, all of them, I would say, of course, enjoy them all, definitely. But I think one of the early ones that sticks in my mind is a play called Iron by Rona Munro. She's a Scottish writer. I think she's from Edinburgh or Glasgow. And I discovered that play. I was doing a short course at RADA, a summer directing course. And that was one of the plays that came up. And you always know it's a good one because you just read it in one sitting. So I think I read the whole thing in a couple of hours or something like that. And I thought I have to do it. And I did do it in Hong Kong when I came back. That's about 10 years ago. And again, it's another crime-based, character-driven play.
There's a pattern
so I loved
forming.
It. There is. I'm trying to think of something completely different. Glorious. Have you heard of Glorious? I don't know if you have. It's about the opera singer Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yes, who was like the worst singer in the world. So that was a great one to do. It was really funny. And again, great cast and a great venue, worked in the Hong Kong Repertory Theatre space. So that was exciting. Yeah. Also the Scottish play Macbeth. I really enjoyed working on that one. The Elephant Song, of course, with yourself. And another play called Venus and Fur, which I don't know if you've heard of that. It's again, that's about S&M.
Ooh.
So that's got a very I know. Actually, it was a bit of a shock for some of the Hong Kong audiences.
No, I can imagine.
Because there's only two actors in it. One's a director, one's an actress, and she's auditioning for him. And the whole evening turns and it's not what he expects. She's a bit of a kinky actress. And so some of I think it went down well with audiences, but I think it kind of not challenged them to see something a little different. And obviously,
that's good though,
not
right?
a lot of costume.
That's what theatre's there for, to challenge people and make them think.
Absolutely.
And,
and not much costume needed for as the play went on. So that poster, the poster did the trick in selling tickets.
Right. There weren't many children in the audience, I presume.
No. I think we did over 18 or over 16. Yeah, did not do ages 6 and over. That might have been
exactly.
Whoops. No, actually, no. That wouldn't have been a good one for the kiddies.
No.
But they were all fun projects. Yeah, and
I came
really
to see
enjoyed
you
those.
came to see you as Judy Garland quite recently. Before I left Hong Kong. That was an awesome show. You were brilliant in that.
Thank you. That's another one that stands out as a performer. That was, I think, 2019.
Yeah,
I think,
very
was
recently.
2018.
It would have been.
I loved it.
Yeah, I think it was 2019, maybe the beginning of. Beginning of 2019, late 18. I'm not sure now. Yeah,
something like that.
It was brilliant.
Oh, I enjoyed that, and it was a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Again, to play it, and a very physical show
Yeah.
as well. So no, I loved that. I really enjoyed it, and it was directed by my wife Jacqueline, and written by Michael Sharman, who you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So to work with that with him and my wife, and also another very good cast, was great. Yeah, and it's nice to sing, to do a sort of musical drama.
Sure.
You know, that had,
You have a very good
singing
singing voice,
a lot
Candice.
of singing voice. Thank you.
I think that was the first time
enjoy
I'd heard you. I think I'd heard you do
Probably.
vocal warm-ups for shows before, and you
Yes.
often throw out a little song for us in the changing rooms over the microphones. Yeah,
and a bit of a dance for it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the first time I'd actually seen you properly singing in a show, and I was very impressed.
Thank you. And really, that was a great show. Yeah, and we'd like to do it again at some stage. We were thinking of taking it to the Edinburgh Festival, again, we weren't able to because it didn't go on in 2020. So whenever the Edinburgh Festival's back on its feet, we'd love to take it there because we think it would be a good show to do in Edinburgh.
Absolutely, it would go down very well, I think.
To tour. So that's a plan for it. When theatre's back to normal, normal,
It'll happen. It'll happen. The light is there right at the end of a very long tunnel.
Just got to be patient. Be patient. Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
So, you've mentioned certain shows that have been, have made an impact on your life. Are there any other landmark moments in your life that you could tell us about? It doesn't necessarily have to be artistic or creative, but things that you've done, places you've been to. Life achievements, if you will.
Yeah. I think, as I said, I traveled around a lot. And so I think just having grown up in different places like the UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Australia was quite an experience. It really does shape you. You don't realize it at the time, but you realize the traveling does a lot for you. And I think it does a lot of good for you. It can also be challenging, but kind of makes you the person you are. Yeah. So certainly it's an achievement, but I think the traveling and adapting and settling into different places was quite, actually, I guess, an achievement in a way, without having not a meltdown or without being able to cope. So it was an interesting childhood. Let's put it that way, but in a good way. Yeah.
I'm sure you saw so many sights. It must have been quite exciting.
Yeah, it was, and I think actually a more recent landmark event was getting married. I got married in July 2019 to my wife Jacqueline, and we're so glad we did it. We're so glad we did it in 2019 because it wouldn't have been possible last year.
No, it's true. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
We did it in Edinburgh Zoo, which a lot of people thought was funny. Like they didn't think they'd let us out at the end of the night.
That's brilliant. I love that.
I know. So doing that in a different kind of venue was brilliant.
That is a very creative setting for that's just brilliant.
It was.
Love that.
It took a lot of planning.
I'm sure. Yeah,
it was.
You had to speak to the animals as well and make sure that they were all on good behaviour. And
we did.
No roaring from the lions.
Yes, don't interrupt us when we're doing our vows. In fact, my dad did say, do you think they could get them to bring in like a lion cub?
That would be amazing.
I don't think they do that.
He could bring in the ring, on his paw.
I know, but I will come swooping in or something to bring the rings. But no, I don't think the animals may not have cooperated with us on that.
No,
but
maybe not.
it was just a great day. So we're so glad we did it when we did it. Yeah. We didn't put it off till last year. So that was pretty great. Yeah.
Did you have friends and family coming over for it, or how did that work?
We did. Yeah. We have a lot of friends and family in the UK and in Scotland.
Okay. Yeah.
But quite a few people came from Hong Kong.
Oh, cool.
And Asia. So that was really nice. So that was just lovely to have all these people in the one place to celebrate and have a party. So that was wonderful. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Love it. So we've mentioned on a few occasions about the glorious COVID-19.
I know.
Please sense the sarcasm. Those that aren't watching this on YouTube, that was sarcasm. It's been an eventful time for everyone, and it's really hit some creators. It's been a bit of a struggle. But how How has
Yeah.
that period been for yourself? How have you
Yeah.
managed to deal with that? And have you got any inspirational tips and tricks for people that might be struggling at the moment?
I know. I think I've found with COVID-19 happening, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. Certain things are out of your control, which can be really stressful and, you know, challenging. But I think you have to learn to adapt. And, you know, I've been fortunate that I still do voiceover work. I'm actually very lucky that wasn't impacted too much.
Yeah.
Because you can do it at home or you can go to studios. So they adapted very quickly to that. So luckily that didn't really slow down. Theatre's gone away. Not gone away, but the work has. But again, I think they say be careful what you wish for. At the end of 2019, right, I was so busy and tired. I thought, wouldn't it be good? Just do a bit less next year.
Yeah.
And it happened, but you wouldn't want it to happen in the way it did, obviously.
No.
But I think you just have to adapt. You do different things with your day.
Sure.
It makes you connect with family more. Even though, you know, you can't travel, that's difficult. That is very difficult, not being able to see family. But you just adapt. And in a way, it brings you closer because you speak on FaceTime or Zoom like we are at the moment. So it makes you reconnect with your loved ones, and you really realize who the important people are in your life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's I totally agree with that for sure. Those people are around, and you know, you have to make the best of the situation that you're in and do what you can. And, okay.
Yeah, and it's important. It's good if you like your spouse.
Yes, that helps.
If you get on, then it's
helps.
Great.
Yes, if you don't like your spouse, then you got a bit of a problem, maybe.
Good.
Yeah,
it's not good, is it?
Yeah.
No, but certainly. How have you found it with your wife and family? You know, how's it?
Yeah, I mean, in Sweden, there's a lot of people in Sweden that are listening to this. They'll probably vouch for it. I mean, it's been quite different here compared to a lot of other countries. It's become much stricter and more restricted very recently, but up until a few months ago, you could still do a lot of things. You know, I mean, they had restrictions in place, but it nowhere near as strict as in other countries. I'm like the US and the UK. I mean, even Hong Kong for periods of time, you know, have gone through very strict, you know, guidelines. And so, it has been there and evident. And, you know, theatre has taken a hit because they are obviously not doing so much of that. But general day-to-day life hasn't changed a huge amount.
That's good.
But it has become more so very recently. Everyone's masked up now, and you can only go if you have a family. You can only go in by yourself to buy food from the supermarket, take one child. You have to leave one child outside the supermarket. No, I'm joking.
Right.
It's not. It's if you can't all go as like you can't have a mum and a dad and 14 children. You can't all go in together.
You could smuggle a child in the trolley. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As long as no one sees the child, it's fine.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Good. And actually, actually in Hong Kong as well. I mean, we're still pretty lucky that we can go out. You know, we haven't been forced to stay inside.
No lockdowns.
Obviously, not really. At the moment, they're doing spot checks on some buildings.
Okay.
Where the building's locked down for I think about 12 hours or 24 hours, and occupants have to be tested. So, but that hasn't happened where we're living. But at least we're lucky we can go out and have a meal, that kind of thing, without having to, you know, be too restricted. So far, it's not too bad. It's different, of course, but manageable.
Good. Right. So at the end of the episode, we're going to play. We're very lucky to get a few extracts from your work, which we're going to show.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what our listeners will hear or see?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little introduction to it.
Absolutely. There's a couple of monologues I've written. One is called, again, the theme was COVID-19. It was for different theatre companies in Hong Kong. And they were looking for pieces from writers. And one's called Josan Hong Kong. And it's actually about a TV presenter presenting his show, talking about how cigarettes or nicotine can protect you against catching COVID-19.
Okay.
And that is based on fact.
Oh, is it?
Right? I couldn't believe it when I looked it up. Yes, for a time in France, There was some people thought if you smoked, ingested nicotine, it would protect you from COVID-19. So I thought this is begging to be written about.
Yeah.
And it's a comedy. This
is not true, by the way. Let's be clear.
No,
this is not true to anyone listening now. Do not get confused and start smoking.
Correct. No, that's what they had to tell people that. At the time.
My goodness me.
So it's a comedy monologue based on that.
Josan Hong Kong, I'm Jeremy Spencer, and I have a question for you. Can smoking protect you from COVID-19? According to health experts in France, the nicotine in cigarettes might protect you from getting the virus. Studies show that fewer smokers get the virus than non-smokers, but when the smokers get the virus, the effects are far worse due to the existing damage to their lungs and respiratory capacity. So, the question I'm now asking myself is, should I quit smoking so I will be better equipped to recover from the virus if I get it? Or should I continue to smoke like a chimney to build up a protective shield of nicotine inside and around me? Protective shield of nicotine, I hear you ask? P.S. Morgan recently suggested nicotine may form a protective shield against the coronavirus. This was, of course, backed up by expert opinions from France and around the world, including China, where a lot of people smoke. And if they all think so, then it's good enough for me and good enough for you, right? Well, he is my good friend and colleague, so I'm effectively sharing insider information with you. This is excellent news for all of us dedicated, lifelong smokers, and a wake-up call for those of you who aren't. Before the coronavirus was invented, misinformed health ministers everywhere bleated on and on about the harmful effects of smoking, with one particular minister in Edinburgh saying it's the leading preventable cause of death. What does she know? Statistics from so-called experts are routinely manipulated to fit the view of those brandishing them like drunk toddlers. And being Scottish, she should know all about that. See? I'm as fit as a fiddle, and the cough's caused by the pollution. And for the other so-called experts who say the pollution in Hong Kong has disappeared because of coronavirus causing the factories to shut down and spew out less toxic fumes, etc., etc. All I see when I open my eyes in the morning is a light yellow haze that gets progressively murkier as the day continues. The world is a deeply dirty place, and coronavirus is just another dirty little virus, albeit a bit worse than SARS and MERS, not to be confused with Ollie Murs. Now, speaking of artists, did you know that David Hockney was actually one of the first people to speak up about the positive effects of nicotine on preventing coronavirus? He was sitting in his atelier in Normandy with one eye on his canvas and the other on the COVID-19 latest news, when he saw a special bulletin announcing the link between lower rates of COVID-19 in smokers and non-smokers. Now, like me, he was shocked at first and skeptical. But as the report continued to present mountains of evidence, he realised it was true. Ha! He was delighted.
And then another one I've written called Viral Kitchen, about a celebrity chef who is stuck at home during lockdown and has to film her show from her kitchen at home.
Incredible.
And she likes to drink, and she just goes on about, she's making a cake, but she also gets to share her philosophy on life with the viewers. So they're both funny pieces, but in different ways.
Yeah,
because COVID's hilarious. So, but it's good to find humor, I think.
Absolutely.
In the situation. I think actually a sense of humor. I know, back to your other question, just thinking a sense of humor keeps you going.
It does.
Through anything. If you don't lose your sense of humor, then you'll be all right.
That's a very good piece of advice. I love that. Yeah, you've got to keep smiling, got to keep finding the humor and everything. Otherwise, it's going to be a long road. Good. And in terms of if people want to reach out to you, I'm giving our listeners an opportunity to connect with our guests. So is there somewhere where they can say hi, or they want to check out some of your work, or where's the best place for people to connect with you?
Well, they can look on Facebook. The Facebook page is Sweet and Sour Productions Limited. I also have a website, which the web address is www.sweetandsour.com.hk. So you can look on the website or connect on Facebook or Instagram. Again, Sweet and Sour at Sweet and Sour. There's plenty going on the pages there. People can drop me a message and see what's going on with Sweet and Sour Productions and with me.
Fabulous. Yeah. And I will leave all the links to your contacts in the description of the podcast. So
great.
And on YouTube as well.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah. Right. Before we wrap up, Candice, because I know you're a busy lady, we're going to play a little game, if you don't mind.
I love a game.
You love a game. I know you do. A bit of Would You Rather. 5 questions. Don't give
how's your father? Yes.
You don't need to give it too much thought. The first thing that pops into your head. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, the answer's blue. No, wait, sorry, you haven't asked me anything yet.
I haven't asked the question yet.
Okay.
It's blue for everything.
I'm just keen. I'm keen.
Right, number 1. Would you rather take an action-packed European vacation or spend 2 weeks at the same Caribbean resort?
Action-packed European vacation.
Ooh, I love it.
Definitely.
Very good.
Definitely.
All right, next one. Number 2, would you rather be a character in an action-packed thriller or a romantic comedy?
Ooh. Thriller. Action-packed thriller.
With
definitely.
A bit of crime. I should have put some crime in there as well, shouldn't I?
Yeah, there'd be a crime scene and a murder.
Yeah, there has to be.
I'm there. Yeah.
All right. Number 3. Would you be rather stuck on a train or a bus?
I think on a train.
Interesting. Can you tell us
I'm reading
why?
Sure, yeah. I'm reading a novel at the moment called Strangers on a Train. It's about 2 guys who meet on a train, and actually one of them wants to bump the other one's wife off, and the other one wants him to bump his father off. So it's like, again, I wouldn't want to kill anybody on the train if I was stuck on it. But I just think, train, it's more comfortable.
Yeah, let's clear that up. You don't want to kill anyone.
No.
Good.
No.
Nice. I want to read this book.
It's 1951. Great novel. I recommend it.
I'm going to have a look out for that.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Where did we get up to? Number 4. Would you rather be a part of an arranged marriage or spend your life as a single person?
Single person. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good. And last but not least, number 5. Would you rather have your debt forgiven or have guaranteed good health for a decade?
I think guaranteed good health for a decade. Yeah.
I like
it. Yes. Yeah. Health's important. They're all important. Health. Yeah. I choose health.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good answers, Candice. Love that. Go on.
Yeah,
go on.
Brilliant. Do you ask yourself these questions as well? Do you?
Every episode is different. I have different questions for every episode, so I spend my days just constantly answering my own questions as I sit in my kitchen talking to myself.
Yes.
And I put the headphones on to make people believe I'm doing something, but really I'm just talking to myself. No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
No. I do ask some of these questions to myself.
Yeah, they're great.
I quite enjoy them. I enjoy it. It's good to think. Sometimes you forget to reflect and you forget to think about such things.
Anyway. Well, in lockdown, there's plenty of time to do that.
Right.
There's plenty of time to get reflective, and so excellent. And I like the questions.
Sometimes I ask my 1-year-old the same questions as well.
Yes. And do you get different answers?
Definitely different answers, yeah. Nowhere near as articulate as your answers, Candice, that's for sure.
Give them time. It won't be long before you'll get a lot of answers back, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, right? Then I'll be like, no, stop.
Yes, exactly.
Go back to not speaking.
That's it.
Right, before we go, Candice, I would love Candice Moore's final thoughts for our audience. It can be about work, it can be about life, something ideally uplifting and how to approach certain situations. Yes, off you go.
Great. Warren, I think the best thing to be, especially the current situation, is to be open-minded and communicate with as many people as you can across different media, and always value your loved ones, the people close to you, and also the people you work with as well. I think that's really key. And have a good sense of humor about things. And, it isn't forever. So make the most of life as it happens. Yeah. Enjoy it. Enjoy
Love it.
it. Even though, you know, in spite of the current situation, it's difficult. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself and always keep laughing. Make jokes. Even if they aren't good ones. Just make jokes. That's my theory, is just, keep smiling and be as positive as you can with everyone you come into contact with.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Candice, for today. I really
You're
appreciate your
welcome.
time. And,
Me too. It was lovely. Thank you.
I can't wait for this to go out. I think people are going to really enjoy it.
Excellent. Well, keep me
Awesome.
posted, Warren.
I will
Lovely
do.
speaking to you.
You too.
Take
care
care.
now.
Over the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curse. Witchcraft celebrates pale hecatics for and with the murder, alarmed by his sentinel the wolf, whose howls his watch, that with his stealthy face, with targets ravishing strong,
towards his designs moves like a ghost. While I threat, he lives.
I go, and it is done. The bell invites me.
Hear not, Duncan.
It is a knell
That summons thee to heaven.
or to hell.